attracted me at this area were two things, I guess. One was the few businesses that were already here that were really trying to make a stab at kind of bringing the area back. The other thing was that it was an area that was clearly kind of on the rise, kind of had a lot of potential. The south side was the poor cousin. And we had a real challenge in when people thought of Bethlehem thinking that there were two sides of the river. We still have a lot of work to do, but we've made this kind of a desirable and an up and coming and, you know, and in some people's view, kind of an enviable kind of area to be in. Home and planet is supposed to imply what's good for your home is good for the planet. There's a criteria for kind of being a product in this store, and it's got to have an underlying environmental benefit. I mean, you know, I promote these products as looking nice, designed well, well priced, whatever it happens to be. But underneath it all too is it's recycled, it's found, and there's a benefit to these products beyond kind of the design of the product or something like that.
I'm not a very creative person, and it just sort of wows me to see all this creativity. Plus, I love the South Side, and I like Cleo's, and I like all the shops that are coming in down here, and I love walking around and just popping into the shops, and it's always a happy trip.
Somebody should walk in, they should feel they've come into a high-end department store. And then when they kind of look more closely, they may realize that, oh, well, that set of handbags there are made from vinyl billboards. We represent close to 300 different individual artists or small companies. Probably our premier artist here is Bill Kreider, who's local. And he makes furniture, mirrors, that kind of thing. But everything he makes are made from Lehigh Valley artifacts. Things like Bethlehem steel I-beams. The wood he uses are the old bleacher seats from J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. So they're things that people can kind of immediately relate to. His studio's in downtown Allentown. He's using materials salvaged from the area. He hires people from the area. So we have kind of an interesting kind of relationship together. I sell his things, but I also help support his business.
We're trying to widen the spectrum a little bit so that we can encompass a lot more consumers. When I first started working here, I would tell my friends come in, they're like, yeah, like we can afford those $1,000 tables and all these things. So when I go out to shows or to meet with artists, I always try to look for different price points to get lower price items that everyone can come in here and find something that they like.
I'd like to welcome you to the Home and Planet bathroom. Yes, the bathroom has been transformed into, as you call it, a outdoor grotto, but this, what has this like water effect.
Most exciting about Mr. Imagination is whatever he does just comes from his heart. He truly enjoys what he does. Whenever he brings a new piece of artwork into the store, or he shows you a new piece of artwork, there's a whole story and there's a whole part of himself that's part of that piece of art. And so I find that whole attitude so refreshing that I always want to have him in my life and be a part of the store here. It's really hard to have a store, you know, and you put a lot into it. I put a lot financially into it. But what keeps me going personally, I think, are a couple things. One, I really enjoy the products and the artists and the companies that I work with. They genuinely all have stories to tell. Many of them, probably most of them, are genuinely very, very nice people. Really nice companies who are committed to both the product, to environmental responsibility, to social responsibility. And so I'm an outlet for them to a certain extent. And that, you know, however corny it may sound, you know, that kind of keeps us going.